back to the show.
Welcome back to the show.
And now, your hosts of the Card Subject to Change podcast, the For Frequency's Sake Tag Team Champions of the World, the Wizard CZ, and Never Wrong Nick Bull.
You are looking live at Milan's Camden Center, Milan, Illinois. We are at the Spring Card Show. More to talk about that later. I am Never Wrong Nick Bull. Welcome to the Card Subject to Change podcast, a very special live version. We always do them live, but this one's even more special. We got a big crowd here at the Camden Center. I am Never Wrong Nick Bull, joined by my tag team partner of the For Frequency's Sake Tag Team Championship Network. He is the one. He is the only. He is the Wizard CZ. Wiz, how you doing, bud? Hey, rubbing those eyes. Come on. I was the one driving home last night.
That's fair. I didn't get to sleep till about 2:30. I know you were up a little later, but you got to sleep in a little more.
Well, I did sleep in. I got here about 25 minutes ago. Thank goodness for CZ for getting this rig set up. Now, you don't see CZ on camera. We're using a camera to show you the scope of the audience here today. But off mine, I'm kind of sitting in the middle here on this setup. We have a guest here today, and he's going to be our roving reporter, man. I feel like this is like our Kathy Kelly, but not nearly as good looking as Kathy Kelly.
No,
I'm kind of stacked up top, though, so, you know.
We are already off the rails, and it's only 11:02 in the morning.
He's stacked up top. He is. Well, you used to be the tribal chief. Now you're going to be. He's stacked up top. He's the one. He's DJ Jarvis. Jeez, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You can't forget there is at one point that Vince McMahon carried around a microphone and went and interviewed people, you know, on the sidelines, and he was the man in charge, you know.
Absolutely, dude. That's how that company really took off.
Vince McMahon, without all the all the lawsuits,
without all the attachments, was an amazing promoter and was amazing about getting eyes on the product of his stuff. But speaking of product, over 80 tables here as you look out over the crowd. Deej, CZ, you can chime in here as well. 80 tables. Sure? Yeah, you can. You can.
Okay. As long as you're
over 40 dealers. I mean, there's probably 250 people in here right now, and I mean, this thing just started a little over an hour ago.
Yeah, I actually got an opportunity before Nick got here. While CZ was setting up, I went around, checked some stuff out. They did a really good job here. Off to our left is like Pokemon dealers, the Magic cards, the Funko Pops.
Yep.
Over to our right, we've got and in the middle, we've got the football cards, baseball cards, basketball cards, what have you. Some cool memorabilia. We've actually even got a Justin Herbert autograph helmet sitting out in front of us.
Right in front of us. Right in front of us. That is a cool looking helmet.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Ricky Lee. He's watching us live. Ricky, if you're anywhere in the area, Milan, I know you said you should have sent us with the belt last night. Bring it down here. We'll be down here.
Bring it down here. We'll put it. We're up on the stage. They got us front and center here.
We need one of those things like they do in the press conferences where they set the belt on
exactly.
or like side ringside.
Exactly.
Now during the title match.
It is unclear if we're sticking around for a question and answer session. I don't know about that. I didn't agree to any post conference.
I didn't either.
Okay.
Only if there's donuts or hot dogs.
But DJ's here. We're going to do a special feature here on this live show here. Card Subject Change, of course, we are sponsored. We're powered by Low Pies Pizza, built by Durham Remodeling, colored by Ryan and Allison Tattoo, and protected by Jared Zook of Country Financial. Could not do this without them. With us last night in Waterloo. Here we are this morning in Milan at the Spring Card Show, sponsored by Atomic Sports Cards and Memorabilia.
Nice job.
You like that? That was off the top of my head.
You did fantastic.
You're worried about me getting here late, No, not a problem. Anyway, Steve,
you're like a baseball player who just you just show up for game time and you're ready to hit bombs.
I'm just ready.
No BP, no ground balls for Nick Bull. He's just ready to go.
Who needs sound check? Who needs it? You don't need it. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, couldn't do it without these guys. We are here at the Spring Card Show in Milan, Illinois. We are going to tax our friend, the Tribal Chief, already stacked, or what was it?
Already stacked DJ Jarvis.
Already
That could
stacked.
be my never wrong Nick Bull.
There you go. Already stacked DJ Jarvis.
If I can make the first request.
We're going to tax. I'm going to tell him what we're going to have him do. Chris and I have each given him some cash, and he's going to go around and kind of do a little scavenger hunt for us. I got a couple things I'm looking for. Nothing. We're not talking high dollar cards here. And we'll talk about card here and collecting in a second. We got a special guest waiting here in the wings after Deej goes out. But we'll talk about card collecting in a second. But go ahead. You request CZ to Deej what you want on this scavenger hunt.
So I'm gonna make it somewhat easy for you. Nick and I love the hashtag belts on cards. I need a male and a female championship card.
Not current champions, just plain belts on cards.
Wow.
All right, so I'm gonna go. I've got my headphones. I got my phone, so I can check in remotely. I'll try my best not to interrupt your guests, but I'll pop in when I find stuff. So
hold on, and mine.
Oh, well, you can after I find those, you can give me something else.
Okay, I'll give you mine after you find those.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Good
We'll
call.
do that. We'll do that.
Because you don't want to make it too easy on me. I could just
Oh,
find them
no.
all at the same stop.
And you're going to be seeing stuff while you're looking for his stuff. So
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. DJ Jarvis will be back. He's our roving reporter, the Tribal Chief of the For Frequency's Sake Network. And now we are joined by a good friend of mine, a good friend of CZ's, a good friend of the show's, actually. He is the hardest working man in Quad City radio and beyond. He is the host of The Rewind, which airs Friday nights on KALA, 88.5 FM. I want to say 105.5, but that's a long time ago. That's when I was at school. That's when I was at school.
It's been a few years.
This is Mr. David Baker. Dave, how you doing, bud?
It is good to be here. I can't believe I made it to the podcast finally.
I'm glad you're here, man. We
I was-
found a way. Now
I was trying to figure out a relevant way for me to get involved
you're here.
because I am not going to wrestle Chris or you. Although that would be a really interesting fundraiser for the alumni at St. Ambrose. We could have a like wrestling, like us wrestle each other.
Dave wrestles the card subject to change.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
can't see
Absolutely.
it, but I'm stroking my beard thoughtfully. I'm off camera.
I would, you know what? Yeah, I'd be part of that.
There we
Giving
go.
giving back.
We have had wrestling in the hallway outside of the radio station before KALA, so it's been a few years.
Let me ask you a question because
Yes,
you're a little bit
yeah.
older than us, and I'm going to ask you. Remember how like you used to go around and like someone would wrestle a bear? Have you ever seen anybody wrestle a bear live?
No, that was before my time. But
Okay.
there were sideshows and things like that. That kind of thing would happen. I'm sure there's enough liability that incurred that. I'm sure there were lawsuits and lots of harmed folk through the years. And I know one thing: I'm not going to be wrestling a bear. The bear's going to win. Bear 1, Dave 0.
I would watch other people do it, but there's no
Yeah.
way I would do it.
No, I
No.
would pass on that myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to ask you this, Dave. You've been a collector. You've got a massive card collection. You
Lots of
collect
sports cards.
collect
yeah.
vinyl, but we've always had a good time with sports cards. And this is what I love about collecting. There's 200 and some different people in here,
Yeah.
and they're all looking for something different.
Oh,
Like
and it's-
nobody's looking
Right.
for like,
The same thing. No one
Right.
is.
and that's what's
And-
great about it.
And that's what's great about this whole hobby. I mean, in the world of wrestling, that's a whole genre in and of itself.
And everybody
collecting.
watches wrestling for different things.
I see there's a box we're going to be ripping. You guys are going to be ripping in a little while
Yes.
from Panini.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. The one thing I love about sports card collecting is it's a person. So it's a real person. There's somebody associated with it. And it just doesn't matter. There's always a story associated with, oh, do you remember that game? Or do you remember that particular tournament or whatever? And Caitlin Clark, I just pulled Caitlin Clark,
Yep.
because we all have memories of Caitlin doing the threes out there.
Yeah.
But it's a person, and that's what's important. And it's the likable people. Their cards seem to be worth more in their memorabilia. If people don't like you, it doesn't matter how good your record is. If you've got a mean-spirited disposition and you won't autograph things and you're mean to kids, hey,
Word travels like that.
word travels. People love Hulk Hogan, didn't they? Love Hulk. I mean, he's a legend. He's the stuff of legends.
He was the most known person in the wrestling world in the whole world.
Yeah, for a good decade.
And now you say his name, and people are you got to feel the room before you bring.
Well,
him
that's
up.
true because the kids aren't going to know Hulk because
right.
he's
and then
not.
with his with recent comments and stuff he said, and we won't get on that here. But
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're right. Like
the last time he was seen on the air, he got booed out of the building. Like the entire arena was raining down boos on him.
I think wrestling, sports, any kind of sports, we need to stay out of politics too. I mean, that's not music.
Right, because
just stay with music. I've always thought that. I always thought, you can make an opinion.
Because that's our escape, right?
That's our escape. I don't want to watch. I don't want to hear. It's just like when you go into a bar. What's the two things you don't talk about? Religion and politics.
That's absolutely right.
You're going to start something. But this is amazing. It's amazing to be here with you guys on the air. You've done very well with the podcast. I've got to bring you into our podcast class at St. Ambrose.
You know what?
To meet the students and talk with them. I
eagerly want to do that because I'm sure I'm going to learn something. I can't say the same for you and your students.
We just got to find a time that works. It's your schedules bringing you in during the daytime when we meet. But can you believe that there's a class in podcasting? You guys would already have extra credit because you're working ahead.
I think 20 some years ago.
Is the roving reporter
the
on?
Roving reporter's on. Deej is on.
Yeah, so I completed the first task. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. I can.
So I completed the first task of the mission here. Our belts on cards. We've got a Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair belt on card.
SmackDown champion, and then I came through a lot of male belts on cards, but this one was my favorite one. So we've got an R-Truth.
Oh yeah.
Tag team champion belt on card.
What's up, R-Truth?
Is that who I think it is?
Yeah. Nick and Dave can have your YouTube because they don't have the headset on, but I'm relaying what you say to them. That is awesome. R-Truth, fantastic find. I love R-Truth. We love R-Truth. He's just hilarious and a brilliant personality.
All right, so what do you guys got for me next?
Nick, what's next for the assignment for DJ?
I told him to make an offer on that Jordan rookie over there.
Jordan rookie for $6,600.
He has a budget of $20. I was thinking offer $15.
Talk him down.
Talk him down. Hey, I've got this 20.
Deej, I am looking for 2025 Topps Chrome singles. A cool Allen and Ginter from the 2025 Topps Chrome. If you can find one of those.
All right. What if I can't find one of those?
Just one of those. Yeah, not a Gunther one. I don't think Gunther has one. And a newer Gunther card I don't have.
Well,
all right. I'll do my.
And knows what you have and don't.
Well, he can check back in and show on here.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
True.
That's what I can think of off the top of my head.
All right, I'm off.
Thank you, DJ. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
This has been a For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network production. For more great content, subscribe to For Frequency's Sake on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.